Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we've got a rather special video for you if you're a console fan of this channel. We often get requests to make console specific videos here, and although that's not always possible seeing as the three of us are all PC players, we do recognise and are very grateful for our console audience. So the aim of this video today is to try and give some voice to the console community, particularly with some of their concerns about the state of the game on their platforms. As a bit of an olive branch, we've even got a special console specific giveaway for you guys. We have one Razer Raiju controller for PS4 and one Wolverine Ultimate controller for Xbox One. We'll actually be running them as two separate giveaways so you can enter for the controller that's right for you. All you need to do to enter is subscribe to this channel and follow us and Razer on Twitter. The links to both giveaways and the Razer shop, should you decide you want to buy anything else as well, will be in the description below. I used my own personal Razer Raiju to record all the gameplay for today's video. Now I am a PC player and I'm not good with a controller, so yes, you can all laugh at my aim, but that has absolutely nothing to do with that controller. All its reprogrammable buttons and profiles would certainly benefit someone who was actually any good. Good luck to everyone who enters. I hope you can take more advantage of it than I could. Right, moving on to the meat of the video. At first, I think it's fair to say that a lot of the console community's main concerns actually have quite a lot in line with a lot of PC players' concerns. Issues like player toxicity, throwing, one tricks, people just straight out leaving comp games, the difficulties of playing with friends, the solo queue matchmaker woes. It doesn't seem like anyone on any platform can get away from terrible comps or insta-lock DPS some of the time. All of this is very familiar, but actually in some cases some of these problems are worse on console for reasons that I'll go into. One big reason why some of this is more prevalent on that platform is because particularly on the PlayStation, console smurfing is a real problem. Because of some of the game sharing features of the PlayStation Network, an almost infinite amount of Smurfs can be created. On PC, if you want another account, you have to pay for the game again. In certain contexts on PlayStation, that isn't the case. So from the feedback I've got from console players, Overwatch matches on the PlayStation are awash with Smurfs. Having a much easier way to circumvent accountability for bad behavior might contribute to some of those problems I mentioned earlier that all Overwatch players have being a little bit worse on console. Now, as far as I understand it, that's not actually a problem that Blizzard have any control over. They might be able to negotiate with Sony and explain how that game sharing policy actually creates real problems for policing the Overwatch player base. But the solution isn't going to be simple, or as we've already seen, not very timely either. It's a real shame, and I do recognize how playing in that environment could be really frustrating. Another major concern that I see all the time is the prevalence of mouse and keyboard users on console. Now thankfully, Blizzard have been fairly clear about this. They do regard it as cheating, but the challenge comes with what to do about it. A very common mouse and keyboard adapter for console is a ZIM. That actually works by feeding your mouse and keyboard inputs through a controller, so technically they are still playing with one, although obviously that's not in the spirit that Blizzard would like players to engage with their game. The only solution that I can see is that Blizzard have to be really on top of the reporting feature. I actually know a little bit about using a ZIM. For a ZIM to function properly, the player's controls have to have their gamepad sensitivity set to maximum. Perhaps Blizzard could correlate reports of cheating or even create a separate category for suspected mouse and keyboard use, and then check what that player's in-game sensitivity is set to. It's not cast iron proof, but at least it's a place to start. Another concern I see very often in our comments section is just how infrequently the console version is patched, or to be more clear, how rare it is to see console specific changes. The console version does play very differently, of that there can be no doubt. The pace of the game is typically a little bit slower. Advanced movement, evasion and skill shots are a lot more difficult to perform with a controller. Conversely, heroes with any auto-targeting feature of their kit seem a lot more powerful in this environment, so that's heroes like Moira, Symmetra or even Tor. In my console experience that does ring true, and it does lend weight to the argument that the game should be balanced differently on PC and console. The fact that Ana, a notoriously hard character to use, only recently had her aim assist on allies buffed, suggests to me that console fans are right to say that Blizzard need to do a better job and pay closer attention to console specific specific balance. I'm sure part of the reason why sometimes Blizzard shows hesitancy on making big decisions like that is the fact that console patches have to go through a vetting process with both Sony and Microsoft. Unfortunately, it's not the same as PC, where if something goes really wrong, they can just issue a hotfix because they're in total control. That's not an excuse, but I'm sure it plays a part. Another thing that must be a huge contributing factor to this whole console balance issue is the lack of a console PTR, or access to the current PTR for console players. Now the latter might not ever be an option. Pitting console players versus PC players on one server might not be the best idea ever, even if it is a test environment. But even if somehow magically that did happen, it wouldn't be very practical in terms of testing console-specific balance changes. Now this is a subject that Big Daddy Jeff has talked about before. In this article from April last year with the Sunday Express, Jeff did confirm that it is possible for Blizzard to do a PTR on the console, but that doing that comes with its own set of problems. Just like actual patches, a PTR would have to be certified by Sony and Microsoft, and that would significantly add to development time, meaning that when getting ready for an upcoming patch, they wouldn't have time to react to the console PTR feedback anyway. It's a bit of a sticky situation for both parties, but to be honest, I do think that the issue of console balance does warrant some extra attention. It's potentially one of the most impactful changes they could make to the console version, and it's not a concern that we see infrequently. We see it all the time. So hopefully there's an update about that soon. One console concern that didn't even occur to me as a PC player was just how much harder and impractical it was to communicate with your teammates on console. No text chat and an awkward emote wheel compound the fact that players with microphones are actually kind of rare in console Overwatch, which was surprising to me. Now, not using a microphone is not that uncommon on PC actually, but at least on that platform you can keybind "I need healing" to a mouse button, or quickly type something in the team chat. Now you can technically rebind "I need healing" on the console, but it comes at the cost of occupying a core button slot. It's not ideal or that practical. We get tons of feedback from console players talking about the overall difficulty of communication and particularly coordination in matches. The whole thing needs to be streamlined. I don't blame you console players, it would drive me absolutely crazy. Now the overarching subject about how to best improve the console version of Overwatch is actually vast, and it's not really that feasible to cover it all in just one video. But I do hope at least I've managed to do a good job of showcasing some of the most prominent console player concerns about the game. Let us hear from you in the comments if you're a console player, and if I covered the issue that's the most pressing to you. If I didn't, also let us know exactly what that issue is. I just want to say, we do see you console fans and we do appreciate you. We really want you to have the best version of Overwatch possible for your platform. Hopefully, by drawing attention to some of your concerns, we can help you get there. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.